Hello my friends, welcome back. Signal state, circuit breaker. Let's do this. Getting the hang of it? Yeah, I think so. Great, now that the generator is up and running, it's time to route power to the various power lines with the circuit breaker. Okay, cool. Let's do it. So out 1 receives source 1 signal increased by 5 volts. Out 2 receives source 1 signal with its intensity halved. So multiplier and division? The module catalog shows what modules are available for the circuit. Read the descriptions to understand their behaviors. Click and drag on any module in the catalog to add it to the rack. Try it now. Add an attenuator module to the rack. What is an attenuator? Takes an input and reduces its intensity, inverts it, or both. Okay. Does it matter where in the rack it goes? Click and drag on existing modules to arrange them. Drag them away from the rack to delete them. Try it now. Delete the sum module. Some modules have adjustable controls that affect their behavior. Adjust the bias amount until it reaches 10 volts by rotating the knob. Knobs can also be adjusted with the scroll wheel or by typing into the numeric display. Try adjusting the value to 5 volts. On my scroll wheel... Oh, the scroll wheel over the knob. Okay. Use these buttons to toggle between the module catalog and the I/O panel. The I/O panel shows the given source signals and the expected out signals you need to match. Hover over them to see their precise values. Analyze them and you might notice patterns. Oh, I see. So it's not just the waveform. We have the actual values too. I didn't see that before. Signals are always limited to a range of -100 volts to 100 volts. Okay. Try solving this circuit on your own. Good luck. Okay. So what do we got? We have a bias which takes an input and shifts it by a constant offset value. If there is no input, bias outputs the offset. Okay, so what does that mean? Takes an input and shifts it by a constant offset. So that means if we take this input, bias will take this offset and either add it or subtract it from that amount. Okay, that's easy enough. Attenuator takes an input and reduces its intensity, inverts it, or both. Reduces its intensity, inverts it, or both. How do you tell it controls the amount of attenuation and or inversion? How do you tell it whether to invert or not? Reduces its intensity, inverts it, or both. I'm not sure I understand that one. I'm not sure I understand the inversion part of that. Okay, and then split we learned before. Take one input and duplicate it to 4 outputs. Yep. So this is literally just, instead of having one source, we have the same source 4 times to let us pipe it into different things. And then sum takes 1 to 4 inputs and sums them together to output the sum, which is what we used before. Okay. So out 1 receives source 1's signal increased by 5 volts. Okay, so since we need to send input to 2 processes. Let's... Okay, so the rack is actually huge. It's this whole top row and middle row. Okay. So we're going to go here first. And then out 1 is just source 1 increased by 5 volts. We can do that. That's this. So we'll put that in there. That's out 1. That's easy. Now, out 2 is the tricky one. Out 2 receives source 1 signal with its intensity halved. So, controls the amount of attenuation and or inversion. So if I'm understanding that right, does that mean if I set this to 100%, that should literally just be a pass-through, right? That won't change the signal at all, because that is 100% of the signal. I think I'm starting to understand. Negative 100% is going to invert the signal, right? So if we go over here and look at the I/O panel, it's coming up. If I do negative 100, it's literally going to flip this on its head. So if I need to cut it in half, so like negative 50% then would cut it in half and invert it. Okay, this is starting to make sense. So I need 50%. Right? I think that's it. Boom! There we go. Alright. I can see this is going to get very complicated probably very quickly. I'm intrigued. Oh wow, someone used 66 modules to do that? This had to be like intentionally what is the worst you can possibly do. Right? Interesting. How do you shrink the cable length? Can I move the system output? Is that the trick? Let's check that. Can I move this? I can move the output. So I can do something like this. I can bring this here. And then I can bring that there. Right? And then now if I run it, let's set the speed all the way up. Right, and so now, yeah, see, I cut my cable length in over half from 294 down to 112 by moving that closer. Interesting. I wonder how I could get it even smaller. I'm probably not going to optimize these on video. I might do that off camera. And then if I come up with something particularly clever, I'll share it. But otherwise, I think these videos will just be playing through the missions and trying to solve them. So, cool. Excellent. The generator is now able to efficiently route power to whatever systems are in need of it. Time for the next step. Awesome. Let's do it. Alright, so next time on Signal State, we're going to hit up the farmhouse lights. Hope you guys are enjoying this game. I know I really am. I don't know how well this puzzle game kind of format is going to play for videos though, so if you'd rather see something else, let me know down in the comments. And we can swap this game out and bring in something else. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.